Hello everyone and welcome back to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing week. Currently it is Friday, end of the trading week, and we do have some very important things to cover. So let's not waste any time, get right to the charts. As you can see, Bitcoin is right now back above the weekly pivot. We are still in this consolidation that we have right here. As you can see, basically very important thing is that we did not hit. Basically we did bounce, if you looked it right here, from just the top of this order block that I have right here, but we did not actually hit the very important level. Basically the value area low was at 85.7k, which was also the 786 and also the weekly support one. Bitcoin did not hit those levels, so we actually front ran them, but as you know, they have been hit previously. Right here, and right here. We had 3 times the hit of those levels. So in my opinion, those lows will probably remain unswept until Bitcoin basically takes out the highs first right here. Since today we do have very important news, basically not news, but futures options expiration. So what this means for Bitcoin, we do have like 300 million of options expiring. So this historically brings some very big volatility in the markets. And in my opinion, what we are about to see today in a couple of hours, since the stock market is sitting basically above its all-time high right here, you can see the S&P 500 is being a very bullish. Bitcoin is lagging behind. We do have the options expiring today. So this, in my opinion, we are about to see a move towards the high of the range, the value area high, or potentially the macro POC that is sitting at around 96k can be potentially taken out. This would make us around 8%, 8.6% move towards the upside, which is not impossible since Bitcoin has been consolidating for the longest time ever. Now, of course, you're right, we are in holiday, we don't have volume into the market, but we do have liquidity, and this liquidity is going to pull price towards the upside, in my opinion, first, before we eventually head lower. As you can see, during this move up, we actually did have open interest coming to the market, and right now potentially we are about to see this move continue to the upside. It is very possible for this to happen. If the CVD also starts going up, then I would be almost completely sure that we are about to see a continuation of this move. Very important right now. The next major resistance would be this high right here, which is basically the weekly R1. You can see it. It is around 90,000.4k, and basically the moving average is also right here. So if Bitcoin manages to start and push above those levels, then we are very easily going to go back towards the highs that we have not swept out yet. As I said, it is very possible for this move to happen today, since in the last couple of Fridays we also saw pumps happening on Friday, of course. So we might see this happen. The 12-hourly and the daily time frame also look ready for a nice move up. Basically, Ethereum, the same thing for it. You can see we had 3 daily red candles in a row. The RSI is right now below the 50 line, so we had a nice sentiment reset on the indicators. On the 12-hourly right here, you can see we are right now below the weekly pivot, below the moving averages. But if price manages to reclaim the weekly pivot and the EMAs, then nothing will be stopping it from going basically to the highs of the range. If we draw our volume profile, you can see the value area high is actually at around 3,100, and basically the next high would be around 3,400 if of course Bitcoin wants to move up as well. But as I said, the stock market is looking really solid right here, and since today's Friday we might see the S&P 500 push even higher, which would also help Bitcoin start pushing even higher. As I said, these are my targets right here, basically the highs of the range. As I said, we do have nice open interest coming up. We want to see some nice volume and some nice CVD positive coming into the market, and we do have liquidity sitting on the top side for potentially price to get put very easily. ETF outflows, basically nothing new here. You can see we had like 5 outflows days in a row, so it is very possible that we see some green day in the near time, basically maybe even today. Fear and greed index right now remaining at 27, nothing new here. Funding rates on the major exchanges still remaining positive, and as I said, we do have the most important news today, the futures expiration, the options. They would give us some massive volatility, guys, so be careful trading today. Of course, this is not a financial advice, always do your own research, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.